Hello there, Aquarius. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of April 8th through the 14th. I have cleared your deck for the reading. Right now, I'm just putting the last shuffle on these before we put the cards down to see what comes up for you. This is a general reading. Not everything that I see here will apply to every single Aquarius who watches this video. For a more specific reading where I can look at your particular energies, feel free to contact me to schedule that. You can find all my contact information at my website, www.amista.info. Let's put down some cards, Aquarius. We are going to be looking at things a little differently than the last time that we did the weekly readings. So what we're going to be looking at is themes through the week in different parts of your life. So let's take a peek at those and then move forward. Okay. All right, so the first thing that I'm looking at, Aquarians, is your environment. And your environment can be any place where you have energy or effort invested. Typically, this will show up as home, but I have seen it come up as work or as school before as well. So be kind of open about where this might be for you. So what I have coming up is that there is something going on in your environment that is not making you very happy at all. In fact, you may feel like you don't really have control over this situation and it's making you feel sad, or maybe even, it's really tugging at your heart, whatever it is that's going on with your environment or in your environment, depending on who you are and how it's manifesting for you. Now, the next thing I have coming up talks to me about subconscious leanings, and your subconscious leanings are geared towards finding emotional fulfillment and maximizing emotional fulfillment in your life. And so your subconscious is working on how to do that. What would bring you that? How would you incorporate that more into your life? How would that look for you if you were actually happy and feeling satisfied and fulfilled? Next thing we're looking at, Aquarians, is we're looking at learning style and communication style. So, learning style, I'm not feeling like there's a whole lot that you're super hyped up about learning right now. Not saying that you're not learning anything, but I don't see, like a lot of times I'll see where curiosity is really leading you to find out a zillion and one different things. I don't really see that. I see you're kind of in a peaceful, sort of a coasting place as far as learning. For some of you who have been in school, maybe now, school is over, or you're at a place where now you're just studying for finals and you're putting old information all together in your brain. But I don't see learning a whole lot of new information right now for you, Aquarius, at least not during this week, or not as the main theme of the learning for the week. As far as communication style, I do think that communication is coming very easy to you this week. You're enjoying communication with lots of people around, especially around home, whether that's around family, whether it's around the neighborhood, around tribe. Communication is just actually coming very easy to you. And that's just kind of a nice thing to see coming up right in the middle of Mercury retrograde. So, not sure how you're getting so lucky there, but good for you. Next thing I'm looking at talks to me about work, Aquarians. And so work is two things for me. Work is actually how we make a living, but it's also those things that we do to improve our own character for ourselves. So we're going to look at both versions of work for you, Aquarius. The first thing that comes up as far as work, and I'm talking about the outer work, making a living type of work. There's a lot of thought going into work. It may be that you're looking at different options. Maybe there's something going on where you are starting to think that maybe what you're doing as your primary source of income is not exactly what you want to keep doing for the rest of your life. And so you're really thinking things over about where you want your direction to go in work from where you are now. Okay, so that's outer work. As far as inner work, what do we have going on here? Aquarians, I feel like your inner work is really to allow yourself to be yourself. Just allowing yourself to be true to who you are in the way that you present yourself to other people, whether it's in your personal life or whether it's in your work life. to really say what is actually really and truly on your mind and your heart, without trying to edit or hold back or censor yourself. And that's your inner work right now. Okay. Now, the thing that I have coming up next talks to me about that part of your personality which is being grown or expanded at the moment. Aquarians, this can go two ways, but I'm feeling very strongly for most of you. What I'm seeing here has to do with the idea of self love or self esteem, that you guys are really strengthening your own self esteem during this week. You're finding things about yourself that you really like and you really appreciate. And you're giving yourself permission to really like yourself and appreciate yourself. Okay. That's for most of you. Now, for a few of you, this does talk about. Those romantic gestures that you're making towards somebody else, or maybe somebody's making them towards you, but there are some romantic actions being taken. Maybe you're going out for dates. Maybe you're hanging out with somebody and doing a romantic moonlight walk. Maybe you're celebrating an anniversary and you go out to dinner or do whatever it is that you do to celebrate an anniversary. But some kind of romantic action is being taken for those of you where that are not manifesting this energy in the way that you're loving yourself and pampering yourself. It could be that you're pampering somebody else. I do feel, like I said earlier, I feel like for the majority of you, Aquarius, this is about learning to love yourself much more than it's about pampering somebody else right now, at least for the main thing during this week. The next thing that I'm looking at talks to me about those things that you stand for, Aquarius. And it looks like a lot of you have a situation in your lives either where you have something that is going on in your body that is not easy to heal, some kind of disease, maybe, something chronic like maybe diabetes or something that, you can stay on top of, but it doesn't, it's not one of those things that you can, that Western medicine teaches us that you can expect to go beyond this thing. And so for those of you who don't actually have something like this going on, you know somebody who does. Okay, maybe you know somebody who has fibromyalgia or multiple sclerosis, so if this is not you dealing with something that is long term, that doesn't seem to have a cure but is manageable, then this is you dealing with somebody else who has this type of situation. And I feel like there's somebody around you who either does not understand what you're going through and what you're facing, or does not understand what your friend is going through or facing, depending on who it is that has this long term, controllable, but not curable thing, according to Western medicine. Okay. And so you're having to sort of explain to this outside person, this is why this person is doing these things, because it's part of self-care for them, you know. So you're kind of having to explain, you're having to defend that other person, or you're having to defend yourself. But there's definitely some explaining going on about, what's happening in the physical, either for you or for somebody else. Okay, now the next thing that we have coming up is how other people perceive you. And so, Aquarians, what we have here is people are seeing you as a new person. They're seeing you as having changed so much as to almost not even be recognizable lately. And I think that's pretty exciting, especially if you're a new person in that you've become more enlightened, or you're a new person in that you have different perspectives and it really changes how you interact with people around you. I have a good feeling off of this card. I think people are happy to see you as this new person. It's a relief I'm hearing for some of them, is what's coming through. Okay. Now we have a pivotal lesson or experience more towards the end of the week, like maybe Wednesday, probably more like Thursday, Friday. And Aquarius, this is you having a fit, honestly. This is you just pitching a big fit. You're feeling very emotional about something. You're feeling very overwhelmed. You're feeling like you have put up with something way too long and you've just had it. Somebody puts that last straw on the camel's back for you, Aquarius, and you are just letting all those emotions out, letting them all go. on this person with the last straw. Okay. What we have coming in as that's happening, and after that happens, more towards the end of the week, the first thing that we have showing up is that even though maybe it didn't really feel good to just have this fit and just let go like this, it did let other people know where you stand, where you hadn't really been sharing that before. And so it's bringing some balance into the situation anyway. Okay. The other thing that's coming up is I feel like you're really regretting some of the things that you said, and you may be eating crow about how you presented what you said when you were throwing your fit. And so I think that you will be apologizing about how things came out and that they didn't come out in a more sane and logical way instead of in this volcanic, everybody run or you're going to get dumped on kind of way. Okay. And then what we have at the very end of the week, there's some kind of change of location here. Now, a change of location can be literally moving a home, but it can also talk about that maybe you're going away for the weekend. Maybe there's a day trip, or maybe you are getting, you're going away on business travel or something like that. So something definitely is going on with a change of location. It can be as little as, you're eating in a meal in a location that you normally wouldn't eat your meal in. The weekend, have a happy weekend. Peace out.